fuck off. We're self-isolating.
Hello, welcome to Inside In, Livin La Vida Lockdown. It is me, Rob Mulholland, your host. Today I am joined by more hilarious comedian guests who are very easy to book because no one's working. I'll introduce you to them. To my side here, we have got Scouse, angry man who also drives a taxi. It's Rob Thomas.
No star of nothing. Star of fuck all.
Star of fucking not, mate. I was struggling then. Like, what credits have we got?
I know.
Star of Facebook arguments.
I saw you when you done Kate Kidd and Paul Smiths and Adam Rose, and you were like listing all credits. I was like, "Oh, I'm going to be on today," and he's going to go, "Rob Thomas."
Rob Thomas is here. And star of, oh man, live at the Apollo several times. Underneath me, it's Tom Stade. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Hey, how you doing, Robbie?
I'm good, man. Good to have you with us.
Well, I'm enjoying this new technology, Rob.
Well, to be honest with you, I think my new technology is slightly dropping in and out for people watching the stream. So
well,
I think
I already read an article on this Zoom stuff that they were using it to help kids learn in South Korea, and then somebody, whatever, I don't know what the word is, but like threw in a virus, and then all the kids got to look at a bunch of dick pics, and I thought, wow, this is awesome technology.
It's great stuff, man. It happened to my my agent.
I hope
ran
the
an
dudes
online
that
thing.
did that throw in a big dick pic right now.
Oh man, if anyone can hack this Zoom chat to chuck up dicks on
That's
screen,
the word.
I am all over that shit. It happened to my We're on YouTube, not fucking deep web, mate. Keep it fucking away.
Like a dick pic would add to this conversation.
Oh, mate, it would only help, to be honest with you. Like it happened to my agent tried to run one of those online gigs, and someone just kept flashing a massive, enormous dick on the screen every time he went to talk. It was very funny. He was very upset, to be fair. That wasn't fair. But,
do you know, Rob? I've never seen a dick pic. I've never seen one.
You've never seen a photograph of a penis?
Well, I've seen a photograph of a penis in a magazine,
right?
But I've never joined in on the whole awesomeness of the dick pic, man.
Yeah, but you've been with your missus for ages, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, she wants to take a picture of it. Like, if I sent my gal a picture of my dick, she'd just go, "Why?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, I've seen it. I'm not interested anymore.
Like, really? You couldn't have just sent me a nice poem?
Like, you know, there is a point where, like, your partner will just stop pretending that they're interested in your dick. You know, it's just like...
Was it ever a really big thing? Like, how did I always... Okay, just for on the sake of starting a train down, let's just go.
Sure.
But, I mean, I think about the very first one. There always has to be the first one.
Yeah.
Where he goes, "You'll never believe what I did. I sent Cynthia a picture of my dick, and now we're dating." like, and then it would have been, "Ooh, maybe I should send one to Susan." And now it's just gone out of hand.
Yeah, and like the first ones will have been on like a Nokia as well, like an old one with like a 5-pixel camera.
Yeah. Yeah, and you didn't even think it was a dick pic. You just thought it was a weird game of Snake.
Like, Rob, have you ever sent a dick pic?
Yes, that's
yes. But
yes. That's a yes.
In the last 2 years, and it was just like, it's just ironic now. I'm married, aren't I? So anytime I send a dick pic, it's just in irony. It's just like, "Way, have a look at this."
It's not like sexy. Yeah. Like,
no.
I also like, I whenever, like, I've sent a few in my time, all consensual. They were all asked for. You know, they were like reciprocal. But like, I always liked jazzing.
Who asked you, Rob?
Well,
sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go for it, man. You're welcome to interrupt with questions. It's like fucking question time. This. Who asked you?
Yeah. What was the girl's name that said, "Hey, Rob, you know it'd be really cool if I could see a picture of your dick"?
Well,
Who was it?
you'd
Not
be
you,
surprised,
Rob,
Tom.
the other Rob.
You'd be surprised at several troubled women.
Wow.
In the past.
Awesome.
I always like jazzing it up. Like I'd make like props. Like I made a little bow tie once, or like tell you what's perfect. You know, innocent smoothies sometimes have little woolly hats as a promotional tool. Yeah, those hats fit perfectly on a bell end. So you know, like I'd just make a little winter scene.
That's so awesome and creative, Rob.
That's it. I was showing my artistic side at the same time.
See, that doesn't even feel creepy though. Once you put a hat on,
it really
and
was.
give it hands, it just feels like it could sponsor something.
Mate, you've clearly never seen a dick with hands. That is terrifying. A dick with opposable thumbs is not what we fucking need.
Oh wow, just some cock going.
Surely that'd be great for women, though.
What if it had hands? So it could work like a rabbit, I guess.
Every decent dildo I've ever seen's got one of them little sticky bits as well.
Yeah,
the shaft, then a little sticky bit, and I've always like wondered what's that sticky bit for. But imagine
you've wondered what it's for. It's for the clitoris.
What are them? I know what it's for. Really. Why bother? You know?
Yeah, you're married. It's over now. In giving each other pleasure, isn't it?
Oh, what a bad thing to say. Marriage only increases the pleasure. Jesus, I can have a fight now and not break up. What a great idea.
It's because it takes 6 months and like half your money to break up now. So it's got to be fucking serious.
It's like gambling, dude. You've put all your money in. You can't back down now. It's ridiculous. But when
if it is gambling, it's all on green as well.
Yeah. You literally 50% of your property stuck it on green. It's
on
about
green. Not even on the board. You haven't spread the board. You've gone all on green.
To be fair, the odds are about the same as betting on a colour, aren't they? It's about 50-50 whether a marriage lasts nowadays, isn't it? So you're tossing a coin on half your shit, essentially. You know, like...
I don't think people like to get married anymore, Rob. I think they're terrified of it completely, man.
Yeah.
Just for that reason alone. But yet it makes me laugh because this is the most broke generation ever. It's like, what are you gonna give half of? Like
this is
your
it, man.
other shoe?
Yeah, I'm never gonna buy a house to lose.
Yeah. So if you're from like I don't know the days when you could get a job, marriage is scary. But now it's like, hey, she's leaving me.
Yeah.
And she took my shirt.
Yeah, I know. Like, she's taken half my YouTube channel.
Yeah. Half my followers.
That's all I see. Yeah. All anyone on Twitter moans about is hoodies, millennials. That's all they care about. Oh, you kept me hoodie. And I was like, oh, mate, and what?
You know what, Rob, you know what was really
Which
funny?
one? We're going to have a system here.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to...
I just found out one thing, though.
Yeah.
I always thought millennials were new people. No. I really did. And I made that mistake at one show. Some dude said I'm not a millennial. And I went, you're 18. Of course you're a millennial.
Nah,
but
I'm a millennial.
Yeah, if you're...
Millennial over here as well.
He explained to me he was Generation Z.
Yeah, they're the proper new ones. Yeah.
Yes, man. That's how old I am.
Yeah, you're a couple of generations removed now, aren't you?
Show up.
Because you're Gen X, aren't you, Tom?
I'm proper Gen X. You betcha. The greatest ever.
To be fair, it does seem like you got the best deal of all time, and possibly that people will ever have. I think being Gen X is like the fucking one, because like, you know, it was still possible to like get a job or buy a house. Drugs were really good and freely available. Like, you know, like it seems like a pretty sweet deal. I think the 90s was the peak of humanity. We'll never beat the 90s.
Well, the generation before us was kind of cool, but I'm kind of glad they're dying off now. Because they're getting a little boring to me, man.
Well, good news for you, Tom.
You know what? We didn't start the fire.
Yeah, it's like they've got to a point now where it's like, all right, you've had all the resources.
Yeah, of course. And oh man, they are terrified now, man. They're like, wow.
Yeah, to be fair, like, not all of them. My grandma could not give a fuck. My grandma is like 84, and she's just like, you know, she's completely like, I'm not stopping going out. Like, they had to like force her to stay home. She couldn't give a shit. She was like, I'm 84.
Yeah.
Like, something's gonna fucking kill me. So yeah,
it's just all old people on the streets. Listen, I'm back to work. I'm back to work on the cabs, and it's just all old people on the street. That's all it is. Just like you're just like sitting outside the Asda, and it's just women, and you're like, you were here yesterday. What could you possibly need again?
They're
and
just
buy
bored.
shite. They just buy shite.
Yeah, they're bored. Like, the amount of people I saw just going for an Easter egg. It's like, that's not an essential purchase. It's not, you can have a different shaped chocolate. Just have a different shaped chocolate and pretend it's a fucking egg. You don't need seasonal shapes anymore, right? Stay away from the fucking advent calendars in a few months. You don't need it.
You know, my nan's that bored. She stopped paying for stuff now. She just stuck up robbing. Like, she robs for sport now.
Welcome to Stereotype Corner.
I know, but she's just
and who's going to stop her, Rob?
Yeah, who's going to touch her?
Who's checking her?
Yeah, no one's going to pat her down.
She robs shite that she doesn't need.
It's gross to pat down old people, Rob.
Exactly. And your hands end up stinking of piss.
Yeah, you're like, what is that? Cancer. Now get away from me.
There's definitely the old people who are the most cavalier, though, honestly. Like, when I go to the Tesco, they're the ones who just, like, do not give a shit, not following the arrows. To be fair, I'm bad at the arrows. Like,
keep touching you.
Yeah, like, I had an old woman, like, touch my arm, like, can you get this down for me? It's like, well, like, fucking, you know, like, I might not need to, love. Give it a couple of weeks.
It's kind of true, though. I think Rob Thomas there got it right, man. I've had everything. I had the best house. I've had all the money. I've lived probably the greatest life, and now I'm gonna get wiped out by a disease that ain't my fault. Thank you.
Yeah, that is an absolute win. If you've just been irresponsible as fuck for your whole life, and you're like, you know what, I have got cancer coming down the tracks at some point.
Yeah, and now I don't even have to do that.
Now you can just go and like lick a lamppost, and you'll be fucking out of here.
Oh, I can't wait to get back to licking lampposts.
Mate, it's what we all miss. It's what we all miss, man. It's been the real loss during all this.
God, so
what's your favorite colour lamppost to lick?
Man, I think the whole thing is I was really, you know what? Honestly, though, I was really excited to buy a face mask, man. Are you walking around with the face mask?
I'm not, you know. Like, thing is, like, I'm pretty sure I've had it. So like, I should be, you know, fine for that. But also, like, where do I fucking get a face mask? They're sold out everywhere, man.
My gal was on it faster than anything, and I don't even wear it because I think it works. It just makes me look like Bane when I'm walking out there. Like, I feel so tough and scary.
Yeah,
I'm like, because everybody's got the surgical ones.
Sure.
But Trudy got me like the real cool black one. That's
lycra one.
Respirator. Yeah.
Yeah, I could also use it as a gimp mask. That's how cool it was.
Could.
Yeah.
As if that hasn't been your first thing you've done.
30 years ago.
Yeah. and it's really funny because, like, when I walk around, I don't really wear it until I see someone coming towards me. Right. And then I make the decision. I look at him and I go, he looks like he could have coronavirus. And then I'm an asshole because when it gets close to me, then I put it on. So
so you make a point of it.
I'm scared of him. And he looks diseased.
Wow. Is there, like, how are you profiling people on whether they might have corona? Like, is there a racial element, Tom? Is there a racial element to this profiling?
A racial element. Wow.
I didn't say which race.
I look at somebody and I honestly think, I think that guy's isolated and he knows he ain't. And it normally ain't the young people. Young people are the ones that freak me out the most, man. Because they're the one, not that I don't love them dearly, all of them. Because if I was young, I'd be like, how do I care? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if I was 19
Yeah.
in this time, I would have a totally different attitude
Totally,
than I
man.
have
They
right
do.
now at 50.
Yeah, I went to the big
So I
the big
understand
Tesco
their
in
attitude.
Manchester. Yeah, I totally get it. But like, you know, it's like I went to the big Tesco in Manchester, like just up the road, getting some shopping, and in the car park when I came out, there was about 30 to 40 like 19-year-olds who'd all like brought their cars to the car park, playing music. They're all like having drinks, hugging each other, and like I realized that was the moment. Like, you know, I've had a few moments over the last like 2 years where I've realized, yeah, I am not part of the young generation at all, because I walked past them with my trolley full of responsible goods, you know, all my tinned goods. I was like, bloody irresponsible. And like, you know, and like,
But were
yeah,
you
10 years ago, I would have been in there definitely.
Totally, me too, man. Me too. I hate to say it, man.
Yeah.
It's hard because at 19 you don't, or whatever, you just don't care, man. And
Yeah.
that's the way it should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do feel
the
like
way it
good on him a
should be.
little bit, but like, and I'm not a grass as well. That's the thing. I was really tempted, to,
Oh.
like, you know, I like. There's a little bit where I'm like,
Yeah.
I should bloody report this. I'm like, don't be a grass for this. Come on, like,
You know why you don't is because you know they'll all get up and beat the living shit out of you.
Yeah, there is a bit of that.
'Cause you're not an old lady nurse where they just ride
Exactly,
away.
yeah. I'm not like a
You're just
pensioner
an
where they'll feel
asshole.
sorry. Yeah, I'm just the perfect like type of arsehole where they just kick the shit out of me. And there's nothing more embarrassing than having a teenager beat you up.
Yeah. Oh God, it's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Because here's the real reason. You know they could do it.
Yeah, because they're younger. Their
the
reflexes are better. They're in better shape than me, definitely. I sit on the computer all day making fucking YouTube videos. Like, they're doing like jujitsu and steroids. Like,
Just sort of walk by them and go, "Hey, cool guy."
yeah, have a nice party. I genuinely,
But if you're a
I considered
50-year-old
yelling at them.
nurse, man, if you're a 50-year-old nurse, or a woman for that fact, women don't seem to be afraid to get the shit kicked out of them.
Oh, no,
You know
man.
what I mean? That's why when I see them, I go, it's not even about being a nurse. If you're a girl, you can walk by a bunch of teenage boys and go, "You should be ashamed of yourselves,"
Mhm.
and with no fear. But I guarantee, Rob, if I walk by there and went, "You should be ashamed of yourself," you'll see me on a YouTube video being ass kicked while they piss on me
Yeah.
and get 1 million views. And the cops wouldn't even do anything about it
Because you
would go,
instigated it.
"Yeah, you stupid fuck. You shouldn't let a woman call him that."
Yeah, have you ever had that, Rob?
You've got just enough level of profile as well, where that gets some views. That
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Stade beaten up by children.
live-
I'm clicking
Having the
that.
Apollo comedian gets battered by kids. Yeah. I'm
Oh,
watching
mate.
that. all
Click,
day.
click, click, click. I like, to be honest,
I'll
though.
be playing at Hot Water Comedy Club this weekend.
Yeah, he's like pulling a tooth back in. Have you ever had that, Rob, where like a girlfriend has got you in a fight? I've had it several times where like, because they're impervious, they'll go like, man, and mouth off at someone, and you're like, just shut up, they look hard.
Well, and then
Oh
they,
no, well, I'm quite lucky. My wife's quiet, so she's all right.
Yeah, you're the gobshite in your relationship, innit?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky. I'm blessed to be 6'2" and 23 stone. So like everyone looks at me going, "Oh, can he? Oh, I'll leave that just in case he can fight." I can't.
Yeah,
I honestly can't.
I have
It's
a little
constant
bit of
game
that.
Poker.
If I wear a big
constant game
jacket
of
and you
poker.
can't see how skinny I am, because I'm 6'7", I tower over
Yeah.
people. But even being this skinny, people still can't quite work me out sometimes. I've been in that situation where it's like kicking off a bit, and people are like, right, like he's so skinny, he's got to be easy to beat up, but also he's massive. So it's like a really like.
He's got the length. He's got the length.
This is it, man. If I keep you on the jab, you're fucked. I'm 3 miles that way. I'm fucking excellent at social distancing. Just like...
yeah, he hit me from the block away.
I'm like a fucking sniper.
Just hooking people
Yeah,
around the corner.
I love that thing, man. Girls, and then you know what they do? They make you feel bad because they go, "What? You're not a man?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm a man.
But he's a
Not
bigger
only am I
man.
a man, I'm a smart enough man to know that was a bad idea."
Yeah.
And you know what? They're right. You are dressed like a slut. Now let's go. I am dating you. You know you're gonna get a comment going, 3 white guys calling women sluts.
Oh, I know, man. Like, today is going to be a deeply problematic episode. It's
I love those episodes.
Me
Rob.
too, man. They're my fucking favorites. Like,
You know what? Everybody
bold,
tries
I know,
to shy away from controversy, Rob, but that's what brings people around, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa, old school bong, buddy.
Yeah, man. Like, I like the lift out. It's my favorite method.
Yeah, you can thank the boomers for that, by the way.
I will do. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
It's the one thing they passed down that you inherited.
Yeah, totally, man. Yeah, it's the only thing that's come down to me, innit? Yeah, but they needed good bongs for their shitty weed. Tell you one thing I'm fucking sick of with, like, boomers. Like, every boomer who, like, used to, like, party and stuff, like, they all think drugs were way better in the past. Like,
not a chance.
Yeah.
And it's like, fucking get out of town. We've got the deep web now. We can order direct from the lab where they're putting like scientific data into making this the strongest shit there has ever been. A single ecstasy pill now will fucking kill a rhino. They are insane. But they're all like, oh no, in the 60s it was better. No, it was just you were 19 and attractive, so you enjoyed it more.
Yeah, plus their tolerance wasn't that high, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like now, here's the funny problem is that, okay, I got friends that say things like, I'm really good at ketamine. And I'm like, what?
What a skill to develop.
That even be?
Do you get endorsed on LinkedIn for that?
Yeah, like, I mean, but that is a legitimate, I don't even know if that's a millennial drug or a Gen Z drug.
I think it's a bit millennial ketamine.
I think it's millennial, yeah. That's our drug, that.
Yeah, we did a lot of that shit. Because, like, there was a lot of, like...
millennial drug?
Yeah, it was like when I was at uni, it
belongs to us.
Yeah.
You guys were really stretching to try and be different there, huh?
Yeah, it was shit, man. Ketamine wasn't a good scene, like, because like dubstep was the music for it, and you can't dance to it. So I'd go to these raves, and they'd be dead fun until about 4 a.m. Someone would put on dubstep. Everyone would just sit in the corner and stare at the wall, and it'd just be like, just like that, while everyone else just freaks out. It's not a good party drug, ketamine. It is difficult.
I don't even know what it does, man. I've never done it. I've never thought, hey, you know what'd be really cool? Horse tranquilizers. I would rather try like a cat tranquilizer.
Work your way up.
Just work my way, maybe, you know, a rodent tranquilizer, get the feeling of the buzz before I go right to something that a horse goes, hey, this is making me feel a little drowsy today.
It's just really strong painkillers. That's all it is.
Yeah, sort of. It's a dissociative. So, like, if you do enough of it, it's sort of like your mind and your body sort of separate, which is fucking weird. And like, it just fucks you up, basically. It's like, look, a little bit of ketamine at the right time is fucking bang right, but. Like, it's so hard to balance. It is a very different, like, you know, someone's saying they're good at ketamine. Like, it is actually a skill. It's like, if you do exactly the right amount of ketamine, it's great. If you do a tiny bit too much, you're having a really bad 4 hours.
That's so hilarious, man. Ours was always LSD and mushrooms, man.
Oh, man, beautiful drugs.
That was ours, man. I spent a whole summer on acid on a nude beach in Vancouver called Wreck Beach. And I lived there when I was, I think about 20, 21, man, partying with like homeless people. And when you're on acid at night and there's a fire going, you don't notice that's where the homeless people live.
Yeah, it's like, this is beautiful.
Everyone was beautiful until you woke up in the morning going, holy fuck, there's a lot of
this is, but can I just say, this is the most Caucasian story I've ever heard. Like, you know, like, taking a load of acid.
We weren't going to get racial, man.
It's like, these homeless people are beautiful.
Now, what you got to understand, though, these are Canadian homeless people, Rob. They're not like our homeless people.
Sure.
Yeah, no, they're like homeless people. Like, these are the kind of homeless people that offer you food.
Yeah. You've got to be
And
hardy to be homeless in
Baptise.
Canada. You've got to be tough, man. Those winters get cold.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, I think they are pretty tough, dude. But they're not really tough. They're more migrative.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
They
Like on this
they go
island,
south.
you can't really migrate
Sure.
from Scotland to Bristol. There's not that much difference.
No, people have done it, and it's still like, you know, you still see Scottish homeless people in like Brighton, and they're like, I mean, it's better, but like marginally.
You're probably still gonna die.
Yeah, we're still gonna have a cold snap that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, because homeless people in Vancouver could migrate to California, and people who aren't homeless are jealous of that because they would sit there and make money. They would borrow money the whole time. It was a beautiful system, man. I mean, there has to be an art to living on the street, and I think there's probably even some really great people that do it and find out that they're good at it, and then they just keep on going with it, man.
I think there's a
Like Ket then.
yeah, no, yeah. Like I think there are those people definitely do exist. I'm like, there's a couple that there will be at least a couple of people who have, you know, eventually I don't think they're the majority of homeless people, but like
Well,
I don't think it's a
hold on. The
romantic
younger-
treat for most people.
Like,
Like on the street shivering, like, you
I
know,
don't know what I'm
from
talking
withdrawals and the cold, and you know what? There's a beauty to this.
I
No, this
just-
is art.
I-
This is my art.
Put me in the bloody Saatchi gallery, darling.
I do remember when I was young, though. I don't know if they still do this, but there were young guys that would never, and girls that would never get a job, and that was their whole fucking shtick, man. Was
Yeah.
they would like some of them would hang out with guys that sold silver rings and all that sort of shit on the
Yeah.
side of the road, and they had their little hippie hair and everything.
Yeah.
And they would sit there and you'd walk by them and go, you could totally get a job. You're doing this on purpose.
Yeah.
And then there were the guys that I think we're talking about with one eye and pus coming out of their nose going, I don't think this guy's doing this because he could get a job.
Yeah.
I think this
Yeah,
guy
there's some
can't
reasons.
got booted out of the mental home because we ran out of funding.
Like-
And he's really scared right now.
Like, Rob, I don't think you've ever, like, you don't strike me as a guy who's ever gone, like, you know what, I might just be a romantic wanderer for a while. Working is beneath me.
Oh,
No.
no, don't get me wrong. I've often thought working is beneath me.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I've
yeah,
never
sure.
like.
Who has it?
I've never done it for romantic reasons.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's been no romance involved. A lot
When
of
did you-
laziness.
When did you start work? When was your first job?
Ooh.
14, 15, something like that.
Yeah, like, yeah, mine was 15, I think, working at the co-op. I got fired for nicking out the till.
What?
I got fired from the spa for nicking a pork pie. Just to be
That is so
even
on
more
brand.
stereotypical fat.
We all got fired for stealing.
Yeah, did you? Oh, what did
How
you get fired
weird
from?
is that?
Yeah,
I've
comedians.
been fired for stealing loads of
Strange.
times.
I stole from Kentucky Fried Chicken,
What a
the
confession!
sandwich board.
You stole a sandwich board.
No, the job was I was a sandwich board,
Oh
and
right.
I'd have
all right.
to walk around with a big board telling everybody about Kentucky Fried Chicken deals, and I would hand out Kentucky bucks so they would go. And then I was only 16 and I needed party money, and the bitch let the float out while I walked in, and I thought, fuck, they won't miss $50.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
apparently they did. And if the manager's still watching, you know, she never caught me. She was very suspicious, but I
Yeah.
got away with it. So this is the first time I'm actually ever admitting, hey,
There we go.
Susan, you were right all along.
Oh, mate, I've I've stolen from almost every job I've ever had.
I think it's
But
kind of
you're
an
from
obligation.
Liverpool. It's expected, Rob.
No, but like also like
Exactly, it's part of your wage.
yeah, I genuinely like believe that a bit. If you're working for a big dickhead company, I think there's a difference. If you're working for like a bloke, you know, who's like all right, I think it's a bit different.
I'd never do that.
No, but if you're working for like a massive multinational company, as I have done on several occasions, who want to pay you as
paying you how much, Rob?
Paying me like minimum fucking wage.
Yeah,
minimum
like $4.95.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, probably like less than $5 an hour at this point, right? And they're making X amount of money off my labor, right? And they're like, they're asking me to do unpaid overtime and all that shit. Like, I am fucking evening that balance up. I am gonna work in there and work out your fucking systems and find a way that I can cream some fucker off. You fuck like. So what I'm saying is, Cafe Nero, your auditing isn't as good as you think it is.
Oh, mate, they're the ones. The easiest place to rob off is anywhere with like consumables. Anywhere where there's waste.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Big chain pubs. Oh, a couple of pints got spilled. Unlucky. There's a $5.
Yeah.
Well, it's a $10 now. It used to be a $5 when we were doing it.
Yeah.
Man, did this thing ever change to ways you could steal from your company?
Burger vans.
This is where we're at.
I used to work for a big chain of burger vans, and used to go to races, and a deal meal used to get a bottle of Coke, a shitty burger, and like half a portion of chips for like a tenner. And all you used to do, just sell 5 of them, put 50 quid in your pocket out the till, never run it through your till, in your pocket, 3 times a shift, 150 quid. It was fucking great.
Yeah.
And they were still making 20 grand because they were robbing every cunt. Charging fucking £10 for that. Yeah, like.
This is
I felt
man.
like Robin Hood, except I was the only poor person who got.
No, I like anything that I when I worked in like the terrible jobs where they did that. Anything that you know I was to acquire, I did redistribute into the local bar economy very quickly. I kept that money moving.
You definitely gave it back.
Oh man, like yeah.
It stayed in the local economy. Yeah.
This is it, man. He went to a local publican.
You were redistributing the wealth.
This is it, man. I was taking from the rich and giving it to. I don't know how rich that landlord was already, but he got a bit richer every time I went in.
Richer than you were, and that's the important thing.
Yeah,
Rob.
he was. I selflessly gave it up due to my troubling drinking at the time. Honestly, like Cafe Nero might be the worst job I've ever had. I mean, like I hated working there, like because it was like, sorry, I should probably bleep that out. Go, a coffee chain, but fuck it, I've said it now. It was Cafe Nero I used to work for.
Well,
they're all closed. They're all off.
Yeah, they're all off. No one's fucking watching this.
Who's going to chase you up? They're all furloughed.
Like this is it, man. Yeah,
Not
fuck
allowed to
them.
work.
Fuck Cafe
What did
Nero.
you do for them anyway? What
do you mean? What did I do for them? Like I was like, I made coffee. Yeah, I made fucking coffee. I wasn't fucking regional sales director. I was.
Imagine the guy who was.
Yeah.
How creepy is that dude?
Oh, mate, I met a few of those guys like who worked higher up because they all started in the coffee shop and got promoted loads. That's how they try and keep you in. They promote you loads, but each promotion is shit. I got promoted to assistant manager and then demoted myself because it was loads more work for like 20p an hour. It was fucking terrible.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous how much little extra money it is, isn't it? Like, amongst people I know, go, oh yeah, I'm going to be a supervisor, and you go, how much you actually get in a week? 12 quid. It's like,
but they get the status. They want the status. They want to have a go at people. There is no one like who was it who was on this show in the last couple of days? I think it might be Sean McLaughlin yesterday. Said, put it perfectly. There is no one on earth worse than somebody who works in a call center who's had one promotion. You know, like the person who's gone up one step. Like they're not even in management. They are like team leader. Like anyone like that who works in an office or whatever, they are the biggest fucking grasses. They are sucking up to everyone above them. I fucking hate those people.
Rob, the worst is when I go into the Cafe Nero's, okay? I don't mind a kid working there. I don't mind a kid working there. Like that's 16 or 17. I get it. He's living with his parents. He's making money. I don't mind a 60 or 70-year-old dude working there. He's got his pension. He's trying to make that extra little bit of heat money. It's when I see a dude that's 30 and 40. I think, holy fuck, you are the epic loser that this is where you ended up, man. I mean, I don't know which dream you shot for, but the fact you're here makes me want to work you a little bit harder. Whenever I get a coffee going, even though I know there's syrup in it, I'm gonna go taste this. Does it taste hot enough to you? And then have him pour it out and explain to the assistant manager why he made a shitty cup of coffee.
Man, the moment I knew the economy was fucked a couple of years ago was when I had a Chinese takeaway delivered by a white man in his 40s. I was like, if they've come for the middle-aged white men, if that's the level of job middle-aged white men are getting, everyone else is fucked.
You know what's on its arse when there's a fit woman like dropping it off.
Yeah.
The minute there's a fit woman, delivery driver, you're like,
don't stop that.
No, it's true that like.
No, but you know someone's fucked up. Who's not doing their deliveries for her? Like there's there's someone creepy weirdo who would do them deliveries for her. She could just drive the car and he'd go to it, knock on every door. There's someone who would do that for her. Yeah. And when there isn't, we're struggling. We're fucking struggling here.
Well, I think right now you're going to find a lot of middle-aged white guys delivering Chinese.
Like right now,
whatever their job was before, it's now gone, and they're Jesus.
And like, obviously,
this is us you're talking about.
Yeah. Like, look, everyone's got to do what they got to fucking do right now. Like,
I'll be delivering for Hong Ti Chai Wan. You're living in the area of SW14. I'll see you soon.
But no, it's true. Like, everyone's got to do what they got to do to get through this. Like, I spoke to comedians who've like taken up like other day jobs and shit, and like, you gotta fucking do whatever right now.
Rewind that one. I was speaking to unsuccessful comedians.
No, I've spoken to
another job.
You'd be fucking surprised. I've spoken to successful like comedians that you'd be like, oh fuck.
Name me one. Like what? Jason Manford.
All right, not Jason Manford. I think it'll be.
He's a millionaire.
Whoa, John, things are pretty hard. But are there any John Bishop?
You say that, man. You say this. You say this. I ordered a delivery from Tesco. Ricky Gervais dropped it off.
He did it just because he's publicizing his new Netflix series.
Yeah. Like, I couldn't get him out of it. He kept complaining about tweets.
Show us all he's a man of the people and not the person he's making fun of. I'm just telling celebrities how it is. Shut up, you $100 million whore. Making us all think you're like us. Shut up.
No, that is it, man. There has never been a bigger time for clueless celebrities putting their fucking foot in it. There's been some amazing ones of people like, hey guys, I know we're all struggling, so I'm singing you this song. Memories all around me. And like, we're meant to go, you know what? I was sad about my grandma dying, but you know what? Fucking Billy Bob Thornton has made a little song. Yeah.
That's so true.
In the back gardens.
Yeah.
All of them with a big fucking massive garden.
Celebrity.
What's that, man?
What it is they think that, they want to see their favorite celebrity and all that one. You know what I mean? But you're like, you know what? I kind of don't want to see you singing "You Are My Sunshine" on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you seen him?
Destroys the magic.
Yeah, I miss Mystique, man. I miss Mystique.
Yeah, I want you to be on this page. They don't want you to be.
What did you say, Rob?
Because when they play in their house, you don't really watch them. You look behind them.
Yeah,
and see what books they're reading.
Yeah,
and they're like, "Is that is the Snow Patrol guy reading Mein Kampf?"
Ironically, guys, I just think we can learn from it. Okay.
There is so much of that. Like,
mate, it's the best. Did you see Did you see that Princess Beatrice?
No, what did she do, man?
What did she do, Rob?
She's decided that to perk everyone up after the corona's gone, she's going to have a more lavish wedding because everyone needs some sort of joy. So basically, she was having a very reserved wedding. Wasn't going to be publicised. Wasn't going to be on telly. But now corona's here. She's doing her public duty and stepping up and having a big fuck-off wedding on the telly.
Mate, what
By the way,
dick.
Rob, I'm invited.
Right, I went to uni with her. I genuinely went to university with Princess
B.
B.
Who her dad brings as a date.
Mate, honestly, I went to uni with her. She came to the university I was at while I was there, Princess B, and like she had like a 24-hour like minder. But so I went to Goldsmiths in London, like the wanky art college, right? And like so she came.
Obviously.
Yeah. And like so like but
Is
like
that what happened, Rob?
that's what went wrong with me, man. This is what happens when you put a boy from like a small northern market town into a London art school. This is what comes out the other end.
This dream just gets smaller and smaller, doesn't it, Rob?
But yeah, like Princess B was once in the student union at the club night, right? And it was like the big night, everyone went out. And because it was an art college, people would do weird shit, like, a lot. Like, on this particular night, someone, as an art stunt or whatever, dropped a carrier bag full of shit on the dance floor, like human shit. They had shit into a carrier bag. We assume because, like, they couldn't have had time to shit on the floor. But, like, no one...
They couldn't have asked their friends without looking weird.
Yeah, guys, can you make a circle? Why? Just 1 sec. Right. And, like... They shout.
Keep eating your beans, Billy.
Honestly, it was so much shit. No, it was so much. And everyone didn't notice for a bit. And they were all like dancing, jumping around. So it got splattered, right? And then everyone starts noticing the smell, then screams. And like Princess B, like her bodyguards were like shielding her as they're like running out. And like the lights come up, everyone's just covered in shit. I was outside having a fag and I just see like hundreds of people stinking and like covered in shite running out, all these fucking hipster art students, and then Princess Beatrice. And like, yeah, so I don't know how that relates to a fucking wedding, but that's my Princess Beatrice story.
What the fuck did I just miss?
I know, I was like, what the fuck's going on here? But yeah, it was fucking great. I was pissing myself at all my mates covered in shit while I was just walking home totally clean. It was wonderful.
I wonder who would even think of that? That is the one thing that I always... Whenever I hear a story like that, there was some dude that turned to his buddy and went, "Hey, listen, Princess Beatrice is coming to the thing. I got a great way to give her the surprise of her. Listen, let's do some ketamine. I'll get her back. We'll find some human shit." And not one person said, "I don't think that's a good idea, Rob."
Mate, no, it wasn't fucking... All right, yeah, it was me. I can admit it after all this time. Like, honestly, it was art students. Like, they were doing shit like this all the time. It was like, it was a weird place to be. Like, my next door neighbor's final art project was just...
Maybe he considered it art.
Yeah, this was it. I bet it was art. That's what I think.
It was shot.
Yeah. But yeah, my next door neighbor's final piece for his project
somebody said your art is shit. And he said, "I'll show you shit art."
Honestly, I would not be surprised. They were all like open spot artists, basically. Everyone there, that was essentially how it was. So they're all trying to be the next Tracy Emin or a Damien Hirst, but they're all crap at it because they're 19. So there was a lot of, you can imagine the shit art that was knocking about there.
Hey, so which comedians actually, Rob, seeing how you've been doing this, which comedians had to get a new job?
Like Zoe Lyons has been delivering stuff. She was on yesterday. She's got a...
Shut the front fucking door.
Yeah, she's been out delivering.
You look a cunt now. You look a bad cunt now, don't you?
Yeah, because Zoe's great and we all love Zoe. Everyone loves Zoe.
Oh, not my Zoe. Oh, you look
it's sad that you didn't save up enough money to survive this.
To be honest with you, she seems dead happy with it. Like, I think she's just doing it for, like, partly that. I don't know her finances, but she's just enjoying it from talking to us. That's nice.
Well, that's a different story, Rob. That's a different story.
I don't know what her situation is.
Not people who need it.
She lives in Brighton. It's fucking expensive, to be fair. Who fucking knows? But I'm not here to judge anyone's situation, man. I'll leave that to you two horrible bastards.
You sure are, Rob. That's what we do. Stop lying. I'm not here to judge anybody, but did you hear about Donald Trump?
Yeah, I'm not here to judge anyone, but here's my 15-minute routine about their ideological failings.
I'm not going to judge anyone I know, okay? I'm not going to judge anyone I know.
I'm not going to judge anyone I like. That's how I'll put it. Like, I like Zoe. Fucking no judgment. You two cunts I'll judge to the fucking death.
Well, Tom said she's either a cunt for not saving up, or I think she's a cunt if she's got enough money and she's got a job that someone needs.
Right, okay. Well, I'll ring her later and see.
Oh, good point, Rob.
Yeah. I'll ring her later.
Job away from somebody.
Exactly.
That Zoe, shame on you. When we get together.
I think
She's
it's optimistic
basically
to
Hal
think she's
Cruttenden.
watching this.
She's basically Hal Cruttenden. She's a cunt. She's Hal Cruttenden doing 4 gigs a night.
Hal Cruttenden, I could see getting a job because that guy's worried about money all the time. I can totally see Hal delivering pizza.
Mate, like
shit.
for me, it's just like, oh, I'm skint again. Okay, like it's just been so easy. Like it's just like such an easy slide. I had I basically I was about to pay off my last debt repayment in March, and I was like, I'm clean. And yeah, so like I was like, oh, finally, I won't have to pay like hundreds of pounds every month. I'll actually be all right now. That'll be great. And then so I'm just like, honestly, it was like, it was about one day where I was like, oh fuck, and then I was like, guess I'm just broke.
Yeah, just back.
I'm used to it too, Rob. I've had a bad gambling addiction for many years.
Oh mate, I had
and
one of them.
I love my gambling addiction because I always go broke, and it forces me to write shit so I can bet on more stuff. You know what I mean? So, and this one's weird because I just made enough to get through about 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
If this thing goes further than 3 months,
yeah, then we'll see as a fucking delivery driver, won't we, Tom? I've got a feeling you wouldn't be a great employee, Tom.
I wouldn't, because we already know I'll rob you.
Yeah, this is gonna hit. Like, if any of us need an actual fucking job, like we are fucked after this.
They're gonna look back.
Imagine how bad I am.
Yeah, you're all right. You're self-employed, aren't you?
Yeah, but I'm like that going home to the wife. Oh, I've only made this much.
Yeah. Like treating your own wife like HMRC.
Yeah, basically.
Man, like we'll get some free money off the government soon in June. We'll get a bit of free money. I mean, it's based off our tax returns. So we're getting 80% of the equivalent amount of time. So it'll be 3 months worth or whatever of 80% of whatever the average of your last 3 tax returns. Of your average of your last 3 tax returns. So for me,
you're not giving me 80%, and I'd be able to retire.
No, 80% or up to $3,000, I think, is the max. There's a cap on it.
2.5, isn't it?
2.5, something like that.
Oh, up to 3.5.
Yeah. So you'll.
I'll take it. Why would
man,
you
it's
take
sweet.
It?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely taking it.
I've
I'm
paid
just saying
enough taxes to not feel guilty about getting
that's not
$3,000 back.
That's not the same for me.
Well, I've gone full Jimmy Carr, me, like.
Yeah, this is my problem, man. It's based on my tax return, so I'm getting
you got your
all back.
in Cayman Island, do you, Rob Thomas?
I do. All my £100 Friday middles are stashed away on a foreign wall.
Stashed in the Caribbean.
Thank you very much, Spiky Mike. Yeah. This is going straight to the Caymans.
I wished I had enough money to hide.
Yeah,
that would be an awesome position to be in.
Oh man, it would be fucking nice. I'd love an offshore account. Ooh.
Yeah,
if I had an offshore account, right? If I had an offshore account, it cost me more money to fly to where the offshore account is to pick me money up than it would be what's in the account.
I don't think you have to go like to an ATM on Vanuatu or wherever.
You don't know much about hard money then, Rob.
Clearly not.
Right. Just a guy with another key to match your key to get it.
Then they got the retina scanner.
Don't you have to fly over there to open them?
I don't think so, man. I think you just literally
if you fly over to open them.
If you've got money, anything can happen in those places. In here.
I hate guys that hide their money, Rob. I do. Yeah. I have a personal pet peeve. Like when I hear of billionaires,
I am with you.
Tax.
It's so gross, man.
Like, oh, sorry. You've only got 800 million left.
I know. How will you survive?
How are you going to survive?
Yeah, totally, man. Like when someone's got like a yacht with like their own, the yacht has like a flap that opens and another boat comes out. Like I do not want to hear about. Yeah. It's like Russian dolls of boats. I do not want to hear about your fucking tax bill. I could not give a fuck. Pay the whole fucking thing. I earned 20 quid last year. I'm keeping all of that. You can fuck off, HMRC.
Yeah. Man, mine are. Whenever I pay tax, I'm always blown away by how much I made or how little I've made. When I hear about the guy, I go, I worked so fucking hard, and that's all I got. because everybody picks at you when you're in this working class, middle class area. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like when everybody thinks about your gig, you know, they always go, "Hey, you made 200 pounds." But did you?
Nah.
Did you make 200 pounds? First of all, the government's going to take their 20%. So now you're down to 160.
Yeah.
Then an agent's going to get their 50. Then you're down to 130. And then you got to pay for all your travel. By the time you're done, you're like fucking owe the bar £5.
Yeah.
Because you brought some cunt around.
Mate, like, I genuinely quite often I'll be like
And then the
headlining a gig
government
and get minimum wage when you include my drive. You know, like if
Yeah,
that, I'll be lucky
man,
to get
it's-
minimum wage. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
that
It's not
people
a
think
lucrative
that's
industry.
the
People
law.
think we're shitting gold, but like even when there were
Oh.
gigs.
You're like, when somebody goes, "Hey, you're rich, you should buy a round." I'm like, fuck you, I'm rich. If I had the gumption to at least make 10 pounds an hour, I'd be way richer because at least there ain't an agent taking pieces of that. But I love my agent. Of course, I love you, Sharp.
Yeah, like I love you, Rustin, you big silly dickhead.
Yeah,
Fuck
but
off your
you
agent.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, you're part of the packing order. I understand. I need you.
But yeah,
Because
it's
if I didn't have you, then I wouldn't even have the 200.
exactly, yeah, like when I like got to do my own fucking admin, it's gonna be a bad situation.
I can't do admin.
Mate, I am keeping this together by a fucking thread. Like, I can't like book gigs and shit as well. Like, yeah, nice.
I think any entertainer is definitely in a lot of trouble because they can't even prove to get that 80%, man. That's the one they can't. They can't prove that they even made money because half the musicians in that don't pay taxes because they can't afford an account.
Exactly, yeah.
And they're the ones. I mean, even Willie Nelson. Do you remember him?
Oh yeah, man. Like, of course I know Willie Nelson,
Like,
man.
The dude made $1 trillion, and by the end of it, he had to claim bankruptcy not because it's just he's a musician, and we don't know how to fill out paperwork.
Totally, man. That's why musicians and comedians always like you. Whenever you're watching like a biopic about them, there's always a bit where they sign a contract they shouldn't have done, and then they lose all their money to some shady financial investor. Because like,
who was the girl? Who was the girl that I just read about in the nation's most reputable paper, the Metro, which we all know is true.
Oh yeah,
and the
great
reason
paper.
I get the Metro is because, as I told you, I don't have 30p to waste on a newspaper. But some girl from the Pussycat Dolls fucking had to claim bankruptcy. Like,
yeah, but they won't own
they
anything
did.
though. They haven't written any of the songs. They don't have any of the things that make you money long term. Like, and if you're in the Pussycat Dolls, you're one of what, like 13 of them? I don't know how many fucking Pussycat Dolls is. That pie's getting cut a lot of ways.
Pussycat Dolls anymore. I don't know if you've seen them.
Cougar Dolls now.
They're dolls, that's for sure. Like with one eye ripped out of it and a torn leg.
Like at the back of the charity shop.
Pretty good. Hey, Pussycat Dolls, little mixes in town.
Well, this is the
Starting
problem.
to
If
look
your
old.
entire living is being hot, like that clock's gonna run out at some point. Like, you know,
Gotta make as much as you can.
That's this
Yeah,
whole
yeah, yeah.
culture, though. That's this whole Love Island culture. What is Joey Essex going to do as soon as his balls start to sag?
I don't know. Like, it would just be like when you're, especially if you're like one of those reality stars who's like famous for being good looking and stupid. Like, when you get to like, you can't keep doing that when you've got like grey in your hair. Like, when you're like in your 60s, you can't be going on telly and going, "What is Germany not a spice?" You know, like you can't be doing that shit. Like, it's embarrassing. It's like you're fucking old. You should have read a book by now. It's not
the
charming
reason why
anymore.
There's been no new Mr. Beans.
Yeah.
Do you think he sits there and goes, I knew it was coming. There's always somebody more pretty and more stupid coming down the line that can do it better than me. Is that ice cream in my eye? Well, he's still got the talent to be dumb.
Yeah.
Just because I'm getting older doesn't mean I'm still not stupid.
It is not sustainable, man. Like, there is no one sadder than a reality star on the way down. Like, I once saw
who?
Well, like, the thing is, I can't remember any of the fucking names, but I once saw a guy who used to be on Big Brother, right? I recognised him from I knew he was on Big Brother a few years ago, and he was
just by you saying that statement, Rob, by the way, is cool. Because I said who, and you went, I can't remember. But there was this one guy.
Yeah. I can't remember his fucking name.
That proves the point.
Yeah, let's call him like Anthony or something. I don't know. Right, it was this like guy who was on Big Brother, and like he was in. I was in London like visiting, and I went in the massive top shop on Oxford Street, like the huge shop, and he was just stood by the door, checking his phone, right, and then I left. I went to another shop. And I came back like a couple of hours later because I forgot. I was like, actually, I'll get that thing from Top Man. So I went back in, and he was still there. And it was like a couple of hours, and like he's clearly standing there to get recognised. Because every now and again, a teenage girl would go, "Are you that?" And he'd be like, "Go on, let's do a selfie." And it was one of the saddest things I have ever seen in my entire life. It really broke my heart.
Because it didn't break your heart.
Sorry for having a heart, Tom.
And memed it somehow.
This was pre-memes. This was pre-memes. This was when I was like 21 or something. But yeah, I definitely went to the pub and went like, "You'll never see what cunt. Guess what cunt I've just seen in Topshop."
And they would look at it and go, "Yeah, I barely remember him too."
Yeah, man. It's just,
but that's the generation we live in, Rob. All the Love Island dudes, all of those guys. And you know what I thought? You know how to really be successful is if you had Love Island, but instead of young, beautiful people, had old fucks.
It'd be great, man.
Always be remembered. Like if you had like 50-year-old divorcees trying to decide if they want to be with somebody, and throwing them off the island would be a lot easier. They wouldn't be crying. They'd be going, "Nah, Bill was a cunt. Get him out of here."
I've been on here too long. Like I would fucking watch that.
I didn't like the way he ate his tapioca.
But yeah, I think they should get old, unattractive people, like, because like first dates, the best bit on first dates is when they get like proper old people on it. That's the best bit of that show.
Oh, did you freeze?
Someone's froze.
Oh, we're back. I can see you, Robbie. I can hear you.
We're all good. We're like, right. So yeah, I was saying on first dates, it's like I don't know if you've seen the show. I love first dates, but the best bit is like, like they literally just film people on first dates.
All of them.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Love it. Like the best ones are always the pensioners, innit? Like when it's really old people and they're like, I haven't dated since my bill died. I haven't dated, and they're like, you hate them, Rob.
Yeah. Because I'm just wasting my time.
Why are they
just wasting time? Just fucking. Oh, why?
Just die already?
They're like 85. They're like 85. They're going, I just want to see someone to spend the last few years of my life. It's like, fuck off, mate. You've got 5 years left. Spend them on your own. Have a laugh.
I bet you're fucking loving COVID, aren't you? I bet you're fucking loving COVID. You're like, finally.
I totally want to see an 85-year-old on a first date.
Yeah.
No.
It's adorable. No. It's adorable.
They're like,
I don't buy into any of that shit.
So much in common. We both lived through the Spanish flu of 19 and not some stupid shit like, I just tried mint chocolate chip ice cream for the first time.
That's it. The conversations are always better because they get to the fucking point. Because they're like, I have got like maybe 3 weeks left before I fucking die. Like, we're getting through this date quick. They're like, right, like, have you ever been married? Do you have any diseases? You know, like, they get to the fucking point. They're not going like, what's your star sign? What's your favorite color? They're like, let's fucking get down to this.
And they don't care if you're fit or not, because they're just going to fuck you in the dark anyway.
Yeah, no one's looking good in their 80s. It's like, bets are off.
You know what? One of my favorite ones since this lockdown, because since this lockdown has happened, you actually do watch a lot more shit TV because there's nothing to fucking do. And my favorite is the 90-day fiance one.
Oh
where
man,
they're fucking right now. I'm really into this short gnome-looking dude named Eddie, who looks like he just left the pond and forgot his fishing rod and his pointy hat to go see if he can find love with some Thai girl that's 26.
it's incredible. These guys deluding themselves.
And I'm so rooting that he does.
Have you seen him? Have you seen that Love Is Blind?
Oh, Love Is Blind is mad, man. Have you seen that, Stade?
Oh, mate, that's my favourite.
Have you seen this one?
Okay, explain to me Love Is Blind. What's the premise?
Yeah,
Right.
explain it.
So they go in, there's basically 12 of them, and they go into these rooms, and you can't see the person in the other room. So you're making your whole relationship based on talking to them for a week. So you spend the whole week talking to 12 different people. After a couple of days, you go, right, can't be arsed talking to these cunts anymore. I'll just whittle down to these 3. So you start talking to like 3 girls on rotation, and you can't see them, so you're just talking. And by the end of the week, you basically got to get engaged. So you decide, you know what? I'm going to get engaged to this one, and she'll do me. And the best at the end of the week, they have to carry on living after it, like together for like a month. And the best is at the end of that week, you just see them standing at the edge of the hallway, waiting to go, please be fit. Please be fit. Please be fit.
But it's really annoying that they
Rob
all were.
Thomas walks out.
Yeah, it was annoying. They all were attractive. They should have put one fucking minger with a great personality in there. Just a complete 1 out of 10, like boils and then just like, but really sweet.
Do you think the girls think that too, though? There must be a girl blind date.
Oh, mate, they do.
Because guys
totally. Of course they
are
want a fit guy, yeah.
in general, Rob. So there's probably only
No, mate, it's
looking dude and 15 ugly cunts, and they're probably at least we have 14 to 1. They've got 1.
Oh, mate. The girls are just as bad. There was a girl on Love Is Blind. There's one lad on Love Is Blind who had 3 girls on the go, and then shows one. And when she come out, you could just see him go, "Yes, she's got fake tits. Get him!" Like, and then there was another one. There's a blonde girl who was with the lad. It was like she was talking to this lad loads, and in the end, he fucked it off for someone else. So she went for this other lad on like as Plan B. And the minute she saw him, she was like, "Oh no, he's short." You can just see her like trying her best not to pretend she's disappointed, and you can just see her face going, "Oh fucking hell, he's short."
Brutal. Like, I'll be honest with you, like that is one style of discrimination I've never had a problem with. That women won't go for
I'm
short
totally
guys.
on board with that.
Totally fine with it.
Yeah.
Totally fine. Never be. Look, if I wasn't 6'7",
Yeah, but
like
that's
Jesus
cool.
Christ.
That's cool. Nobody gets mad at that, man.
Yeah, it's fine.
Nobody gets
Fuck them.
mad at that. I have plenty of short friends that is their biggest. Imagine being short and having red hair. Okay,
Yeah.
that's when you need hooker money. I'll tell you that now.
There's some women who
Short,
chase red hair.
red-haired people
Yeah, there are
have a lot of hooker money.
There are some women who go for guys with red hair, like, you know, and you only need one. You only need to find one.
Yeah.
But like short guys, you're fucked. You're being a virgin forever.
With a short fetish.
Yeah.
No woman's got a short fetish.
There's no one who's like, oh, I'm really into Frodo Baggins. That's like.
You've got chubby chasers.
Yeah.
You've got people who like ginger hair. People, mate. There's no one's ever stood there and gone, I just want a little one.
A tiny man. I just want a little tiny man.
I want someone who can't throw me around. That's what I want.
That I can bring in a bar and mouth off big people and tell them to go fight them.
I just want a boyfriend I can carry around in a papoose strapped to my front.
I just want a boyfriend where it'll be a fair fight. That's all I want. I just want a fella who'll be a fair fight.
You know what, guys? I reckon like we've done well over an hour here, guys. You've been like,
Oh,
I reckon we should
cool,
wrap this
man,
up. We
cool.
should like let you go. But like,
Sounds my
guys, it's been so
team.
good having you on. Like, I'd have you back anytime, either of you. Obviously, I'm doing a lot of these,
Rob,
so
I
like,
love you both, by the way, and two funny motherfucking dudes. Man.
Yeah, man,
I've
it's
been in this
been good to
30
chat.
years. I've been in
And
this
you've
business
seen a
for
bit.
30 years, and I know funny dudes. And Rob, you've even helped me.
Fucking hell. It's
You helped me
Grandad
on
Tom, yeah.
one gig, man. You did something and taught me.
Which
taught
Rob are
this
we
old
talking
guy.
about?
This Mulholland one.
All right, there we
Rob,
go.
I already
Oh.
read your tweet. I'm always drunk when I meet you.
Stoned. You're
Yeah,
always
you
stoned, aren't you?
taught me something really good
Oh yeah.
about prefacing a joke that I'd never thought of before, Rob
Right.
Mulholland.
Oh, that's cool,
And-
man. I appreciate
And,
that. Like, that's something I do a lot.
And I use that little trick even now, man.
It's useful, isn't it? It's like
Even now, where do you fucking still getting
Yeah,
gigs?
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I know what you mean, man. I like sort of apologizing before I say something really horrible. There's something about you can just sort of set people up to be prepared for you to say something horrific.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
you taught me that.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes you
Oh,
need
no,
to.
I'm
man.
the opposite. I like to sit in it.
Yeah,
When
me
I say
too.
something horrific,
Sometimes.
I just like sitting in it, just like fucking, just like, again, just because I'm massive, so it's like, say something, go on, say something.
No, I do that sometimes. I like mixing it up though, because so like you sort of if you apologize for a couple before you do them, the next time when you don't, it comes out of nowhere and surprises them. So like, you
Yeah,
like
it's
mixing it.
amazing. It's great.
But
And I love you for helping me with that, Rob. And I want to thank you, brother.
thanks,
Anyways,
man. No worries at all. Like, I've
Right.
obviously, I've learned a lot from you, not you, Rob.
I've always been drunk when I met you, Rob.
It's fine.
Come on, try
It's
and
fine.
deny that, Tom. Try and
I
deny
love
that.
you, Rob Thomas. Shut up. You're awesome.
So
dude.
before you-
Very funny. I
Before you
know
go
I'm
though,
funny.
guys, tell people where they can find you and like plug anything you want to.
In
We'll
my
start-
bedroom, crying slowly, whittling away, waiting for the disease to find out if I'll survive or not.
Yeah, like your Twitter handle's on screen, so people can see that. Rob, you got anything you want
Right,
to plug,
yeah.
mate?
Just my podcast. If you're into American football, get into it. Far from Lombardi, it's called. Find it anywhere you want. If you're into American footy, it's like it's a UK voice for American footy. Basically, we just swear and gamble. So that's all that is.
Beautiful stuff.
Cool,
Yeah,
man.
so check that out, guys. Thanks so much for being here. It is appreciated. If you've watched this to this point, you owe some money to the Trussell Trust, basically. There's a link to donate below this. We're collecting donations while I'm doing this for the Trussell Trust. They provide meals for people who need them, and at the moment, we need it more than ever. So do help out. Chuck
Yeah.
some quid in there if you're still working and you could afford it. If not, don't worry about it. Maybe go get yourself a meal from them. I don't know.
I think people will, Rob. That's a great charity to be doing shit
It's like- it's-
for.
it's like-
That's
it's-
one of the
yeah.
reasons I'm on this one. You
God,
betcha.
man, cheers. Like, no, I appreciate it. It's not like basically my girlfriend's paying the
No, I
bills
can
because
help.
she's still working, so like I can afford to give all my donations away. Like it's her magnanimous gesture, really, not mine. But yeah, like, I'm back here every day 4:20. Check out all the other episodes; they're all on Spotify as well. If you want to listen to them while if you're still working, you can do that. And
If the
subscribe
lockdown
and like.
continues, Rob, I'm coming back on, buddy.
Do it, man. Do it. I'm doing these till we can go outside every weekday. So, yeah, you'll be welcome anytime, either of you, obviously. Thank you so much for being here. I think that's all I've got
Take
to say
care,
to you.
Robbie.
See you in
I'll
a
be
bit.
back tomorrow. See you later. This has been Livin La Vida Lockdown.
Yeah.
See you later, guys. Been beautiful.
Fuck off, we're self-isolated.